Sean, I wanted to start with you first. Throughout the years, you've expressed interest about doing a Henry Danger movie, and we're finally here. As you dive back into this character, was there an aspect of him that you were most interested in exploring? What has it been like getting to revisit him in adulthood?
In terms of revisiting him in adulthood, it was surprisingly more natural than I shouldn't say that I expected because honestly, it was just kind of going with how I've grown up. I've turned into a young adult, so naturally Jasper's become a young adult because Jasper's especially when I was younger was very similar to me. That's just kind of just me having fun and then being goofy and wacky. So that was pretty natural in terms of doing the movie. I think it was just very interesting to take because I've always been a fan of like comic book movies and superhero stuff, and obviously we were like a sitcom. For me, it was most interesting to really kind of get the full scale of kind of like a big superhero movie with the action and the set pieces, and obviously we had the CG, so that was kind of a fun part to really dive into that and kind of get that kind of I don't want to say Marvel kind of style, but you know what I mean, like that
Yeah.
big superhero kind of movie feel rather than being on a kid's soundstage and then that's really fun. But that was the benefit of being able to do the movie is kind of get that bigger scale and really get to experience that.
Yeah, you feel that Marvel kind of esque when you're watching the film. And, Michael, in addition to the incredible work that you've done in front of and behind the camera, you're also an acting coach and recently hosted a 2-day workshop in December called Acting for Sitcom with Henry Danger transitioning from a sitcom format to a full length feature. How different are those experiences and what tips would you give for acting for film?
Well, it's such a good question. Yeah, it's really different acting multicam versus the film because film is single camera, right? It's so you're dealing with sort of one and then the coverage and everything. And multicam's broader. It's like it's more theatrical. It was actually made for cameras looking in at a proscenium at it. So it was made to bring television theater to television back in the 50s. So it's a different style, but it's still acting. You still need to be grounded. You still need to be truthful. It's sort of the difference between dancing. If you're a dancer, ballroom dancer, dancing waltz versus dancing, yeah, I don't know, jitterbug or something. It's still dancing. You're just dancing a different style, and it's probably closer in style than those two dances. It's still comedy. It's still the Henry Danger universe. It's just single camera film versus multi-camera television. So tips are just like to actors, stay grounded, be authentic, play the truth, start there, and then adapt to the genre. Then you adapt stuff.
That's a great piece of advice. And then Sean, without giving any spoilers, the alternate universes leads Henry to do a lot of self-reflection when it comes to his friendship with Jasper. What was it like getting collaborative with Jace to bring that new dynamic to their relationship? And who's held space for you in a similar way that Jasper does for Henry?
Ironically, I mean, I don't want this to like sound self-centered, but I feel like that's the way Jasper is very much with Henry in the film is very much how I am with my friends. I always try to be kind of like I don't want to say
Mm,
I'm the rock. Again that's very kind of selfish or self-centered to me to be like, yeah, I'm the rock in all of my friends' relationship. But I try to be kind of like the person that somebody needs if somebody really needs help. I try to be the supportive person and I kind of feel like there's a little bit of in fact I'd almost say a little bit of I would think that this film is really kind of based around our relationship, on and off set. So I think there's something to be said there. So yeah, I'm trying to think how else I could really frame that. But I think there is some truth to the film. In terms of again, I'm always trying to be that person. I'm always trying to make sure everyone's all right. If somebody needs something, if it's space, it's space. If it's help, it's help.
yeah, you feel that sense of family when you're watching this film as well. Michael, it's so rare to catch lightning in a bottle twice, but you've all done that with this film. From your perspective, having been so close to this project, how does the film build on the legacy of the original series while also introducing something new?
It's exactly that. It brings together the camaraderie, the love that this ensemble has for each other, both on camera and off. It's a group that has grown up together, and that there's a love between the characters, and that's the continuity from 2019 when we stopped filming the series. and of course the Danger Force kind of spun off, but then the continuity of Henry Danger into the film. And with Glee's character, Missy, who plays the super fan, it's a new like sub generation of
Mhm.
that are being brought into the storyline. So I think it just really beautifully dovetails the past and the present and the future. And it's interesting. It's not necessarily about time travel, but it goes to alternate realities. And in that
Yeah.
sense, it's really it speaks to that merging of viewership and fandom and the different ages, and that adults watch this too because there's jokes in there that only adults might get, that are reference different generational references, so it's just very inclusive, and it just allows everybody to watch, and there's something in there for everybody.
It also must be so fun for you as actors to get to play different versions of your characters. Sean, I think I have time for one more question, but it feels like there's so much more story to be told. Have there been any early conversations of what potentially could be next for this franchise?
I mean, we're always spitballing. We're always, I mean, that's, I think part of where the movie even came from is I think even on our rap day, we're always talking about, hey, this would be cool. Hey, I just saw this movie. Wouldn't it be awesome if we did something like this? So I don't know, maybe, but we're always, we love the show, and we're always trying to take it to new places. So that's the best I could say to that.